Hi guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about
Ansible is an open source platform or automation tool that is mainly used to accomplish IT tasks such as application development, configuration management, intra-service orchestration, and IT provisioning. There are simple configuration in the form of data description of the infrastructure, which are readable between humans and machines.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOpsSchool certification level courses, which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai, and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best, and start today.
So yesterday we discussed about environment variable. We discussed about the fact variable, conditioning with playbook, iteration with playbook, running external scripts, templates, handlers, and exception handling. I am not sure about if I discussed or not. So yep, here we discuss about the variables in playbook. So this is the variables in the playbook. Now here we used group vars and host vars inventory variables. Here we discuss about the fact variables, and then we used it conditioning as well. Playbook variables, here we used it. Here we display the variables, we can use the variables and stuff like that. Also here we discuss about the looping, playbook looping. Now here we discuss about copying of files from ACS and ARS, and then we work with the copying the files. We use the copying the files and shell to execute that in the remote machine, ARS machine. This is the file operations. Typically we did this. Here we did talk about the playbook templates and discuss about the rules of templates, and had few programs related to templates, and then we understand the anatomy of the templates, like when it works, Ginger 2 and template module, and followed by we discuss about the handlers. We discuss about the handlers and we understand that what is handlers, and then I think we discuss about the error handling as well. Yeah, here it is. Ignore. So yep, this is the stuff. Yep. So and then we had assignments and stuff like that. So these are the topics which we covered yesterday. So today let's get started with some of the topics which you would like to cover, and those are, first thing is Ansible rules. That's very important actually. Then I'm going to talk about Ansible Galaxy. Then I'm going to talk about Ansible with Windows, right? Windows also, we've been using Linux so far. Then I'm going to talk about Ansible Vault, and then I'm going to talk about Ansible Tower. Okay, and this is the topic for the day. Do we have any questions, confusion, any concerns, any questions?
Well, I have a question from one of the labs yesterday. one of the labs said we would need to create a, well, to install an HTTPD server using either QA or prod variables. My question is, I use the role directory structure. When it comes to role common vars, you create a main file there when you can set up your environment variable with, if it's either prod or QA. How can you call those variables from the main playbook? It's something I struggle to do.
Yes. So if I have understood your questions, let's say you have a site dot, you have a playbook.yaml, and
Yeah,
here
and
you have inventory, and then here you have a group vars and host vars. Maybe your question is, I have this group vars and host vars for I have a one for QA and one for dev. Is that so? Is that so?
Yeah, it could be prod, could be the,
Yeah, something like that. So
correct.
how do we do that? So here, let me go back to the session, and yes, that could be a directory also. So here, if you see, somewhere in terms of inventory, somewhere I might have discussed about it. It can be a directory also. Somewhere I have kept it, but let me check it out in the day one. Here. So yes. So here, yeah, probably I have mentioned here. So this inventory, the variables can be a directory also. It can be a directory also. So now let's say, just a second. Let's put this one. Okay, I think it's very difficult to find now. But I'll talk about it. So I'll keep it ready. So here, this can be a directory also. So what you can do here is, you can have an inventory file here and keep this directory. For example, this is a production. So same place, you can have a production, and production. This is a directory, and inside that production, you can keep this one. Now here, you can have a dev environment, and inside that, you can have this group vars and host var. Now what we can do here, because of this, you have a two file. So here production inventory, here inventory like this production prod, and here dev in something.
Oh, okay, I see.
Something like this.
So when you call the Ansible playbook minus I, you just specify production underscore I and V, right?
Yeah. So like this.
Oh, okay.
So this can be possible. So now let me see if quickly, because I have a materials for that, but quickly not able to get it. Ansible inventory host vars directory. So host inventories, uh, I'll do one thing. I will find that right material for it, because I have not written any blog so far, because we never use those scenarios. But I'll in a break time, I will find it out and for you. But this is the kind of
Okay.
structure will be there, and that will help you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so I was discussing about roles. Any other questions, guys? Okay, now the question is, what is role? What is role? Here, when I say roles, it's way to manage a complexity uh, of environment. It's a way to manage a complexity of environment. Now, what exactly you're trying to manage through these roles? So basically, understand this. We have studied yesterday so much. Where is that? Huh. So many things, right? So now look at this. We have studied variables, so many variables. And now when I say variables, but for playbook, I said playbook, not for inventory, because there's a two part. One is inventory variables and one is the playbook variables. And here I have discussed about at least 5 or 6 places. In a playbook itself, you can declare the variables. Now there's too many variables. When you have a too many variables, it's not good to keep inside a playbook. So the question is, how do we manage those many variables? Do we have any defined place? We should always follow the best practices. So you have so many variables in playbook for playbook. Now you have so many tasks as well. Task, the one which you have used it a lot, right? Task. Let me These are the tasks, right? These are the tasks, correct? But in real projects, you will be having, it's not like a 4 5 tasks. I'm just keeping in this for the learning purpose, but in real time you have hundreds and hundreds of modules. So yes, we learned actually we can have a separate module calling from the master.yaml. That is also possible. We can include that. We can import the task. Many things are there, but that is not giving the better organization practices. So if you have so many tasks, how can we manage it? Now again, you have so many handler I mean so many templates. Yeah, templates. Now in real time you will be having 10 files, 12 files and all. So where are you going to keep it? Where are you going to keep it? At one place or different place scattered around your server? Where are you going to keep it? So many templates. Now when you have so many handlers, yes, handlers is again task, we know that, but it get executed, we know that, on the based on the notify, and then change true, change idempotent, change true status, so that we know that. So you have so many handlers, right? Now these are the problems which you have. So many variables, so many tasks, so many templates, so many handlers, so many files and script, so many files and script. You might use it, because we have hardly used it, one or two, right? So I think we used only one, remember, with the some shell or something like that, copy and shell, we did it somewhere. So yep, somewhere, see here. So it just use one script. I just use one template. I just used one handler. I use just 3-4 tasks, but you have to imagine, you in real time you have so many variables, so many tasks, so many templates, so many handlers, so many files and script. But same time, let's say my colleague has written some of the scripts and I want to use it. I want to use his script also along with mine together, because I wrote one module, I mean, I wrote one functionality, he wrote one functionality. Now we want to use it together. He wants to use mine, I want to use his, something like that. So this is also a problem, right? So how do we do this management? But the question is, if you are alone, if you are alone, you are using in your infrastructure yourself only, then I think you should be able to do that. You will have include, you will have external variable files, you have external template files, all these things you can have it, external handle files. But when it comes for sharing, yes, sharing with your code with others, then that is a problem. Then that is a problem. Here also, if you remember, we discussed actually first day itself, and uh, here remember, once we can, if I'm using that class file, if I am using that class file, I can still use this, lots of class file I can use it. But when it comes for sharing with other people and better organization, then we create a package, then we create a jar file. So same concept here. It's just solving the problem of and complexity. So when we want to share our code with others, then we need certain definite guidance. So what is the answer for this? What is the answer for this problem? The problem is role. So question is, what is a role? It's a directory structure. It's not a compression, it's not archiving. Yes, it's not it's not like a zip file, it's not like a tar file. No, it's not like that. It's a directory structure. Okay. Are you shitty worry? Directory structure, or you can say it's a file system. Simple. File system for managing all this thing. For what? For all of this. Okay. Now it's very some of you must be knowing, some of you may not be knowing. So it's just a directory structure. It's a file system for managing variables, tasks, templates, handlers, files, and use it to share and stuff like that. So now, can I go ahead directly with the demo and just help you to visualize what exactly I'm talking about? Can I go for the demo directly?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So let's use the day 3, and I have not stopped those machines. So it got completely out of my mind actually, because it's almost midnight for me when it is afternoon for you. So this is the ECS, and here it is. Now EC2-user, now sudo -s. Now we are in Ansible. Here it is. Now I'm into Rajesh Kumar. Now here I will create one directory, roles, cd roles. This is the one. Now I would like to create a directory structure skeleton where I can manage this, but I am feeling lazy. I don't want to create the directory structure or file system manually. So is there any commands which I have it, which I can use it? Yes, there is a command for it. Now that command is Ansible-Galaxy and init and web. It's a role name. Okay, so can I create this? Now can I see this? See here. Now let's understand this structure very carefully. Here it is. So now look at this here. There is a directory, it's a file. Directory, file, directory, and files. So what is all about this one? So guys, if you are a developer, okay, you are a developer of some Ansible program. So you should set some values. For example, when we run HTTPD, we know that default is 80 port. We all run 80 port, but can't you change it? Yes, you can change it wherever you want it. Let's say Tomcat runs on 8080. Can't we change it? Yes, you can change it. Depends on the requirement, but default is 80 for Apache. Default is 8080 for Tomcat. Default is 3306 for MySQL. So something default for your program also you should set some default values for the variable which you are using. So basically this would contain default variables. Guys, many places I might have done some spelling mistakes, so please ignore it, because there's some writing I'm not able to notice each and every word very carefully. So yeah, this would contain the default variables. Okay, default variables. Where? In this file. That's all. So this, when you programmers who write this whole role, he is going to set this value. It may be empty also, but he is going to set the variable. He's going to initialize the variables. So that is a one thing. Now the question is how to declare the variable. You know that very well. Key value format. You know that very well. We have practiced yesterday only. Now, correct. Now the next thing is files directory. Guys, any files which you are using in your playbook, any files with your playbook, scripting, some reference files, some GIF files, some jar files, some war files, any files for the deployment requirements, you should not keep it anywhere else. You should keep it here. Now again, there's some best practices. You should not keep the files like a 2 GB, 1 GB like that. No, if it is a small file like a script file or maybe some installer file or something like that, not like a package like exe, not like a DMG and all. It's good to have those in the Nexus or Artifactory or somewhere in the cloud at a file system, so you can download it. Again, there are modules which you can download it. So yes, small files you can keep it here. It's a good practice. So at one place you have all the files which is being used in this playbook. Okay, so this would contains all files and script used in the playbook. I mean, when I say playbook, that means with a task basically. Files used in the task. Now what is a handler? I think handler, you know that yesterday we did practice. So this would contain all handler task. Simple. Handler tasks. I said task, not a play. Remember, there's a difference between playbook, play, tasks. Understand that. And handler. So handler's tasks will come here. Okay. So understand this. Now in this file. Now let's talk about this one. This will contain all the tasks. All tasks. Now all tasks which you put it up and declare inside task directory. Here it is. Okay. Now all the tasks will be declared inside that. Can we have multiple files and folders in this directory? Yes, you can have it. Why not? Why not we can have it. So inside that main.yaml, it should be having tasks, but it's not necessarily you have to keep it everything inside this. You can have a 4, 5, 6, 10 files as per your organization skills and management and then complexity of the program. So you can have it inside that. But typically main.yaml will be called the moment you call the web rule. So main.yaml will be called. So this file is very important. Again, when you run the rule, this file get called. So basically when you are keeping the task in the different file also, that file should be included here in a main.yaml. Now the question is how to include that file. You know that very well. Task include I'm saying, not a play include I'm saying. Okay, so here you can do that here. Now this would contain all the Jinga2 files, contain all .j2 files. Okay, now this is for the writing the unit test cases. This would contain all UT and AT test cases, all UT and AT test cases, which is out of scope for time being. Now this would contain all the variables, but those who is using this playbook, if they want to override some of the default variable, he will mention it here. Again, please look, understand this. If you want to override this default variable set here, you should not touch this one at all. You should not touch. You should create you should add these variables and replace the variables. That means the precedence of this and this one is highest. So you should keep the variables in this file. Right, now you must be wondering, what is this? So this would contain many things. This would contain many things. So here this would contain name of the role, author of the role, how to use it, copyright statement. This role should be Ansible, which version of Ansible, which version of Python, and dependencies on other role. It's been handled here, dependency on other role. Okay, so guys, are you getting my points, what I'm trying to say? So did you understand this whole skeleton?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right, so my job is just to fill each of these category. So now let's get started. So here, first thing I'm going to fill that. Let me close. So many Word document is open. Let me close all this stuff because I might get confused sometime. So here,
When you ran that Galaxy command and it creates that role, all the file structures,
yes,
does it put any data into those by default, or are they blank?
All are blanks. All are blank file.
So even the defaults are, there's nothing in there.
Nothing. Yes. Okay. So let's get started filling the data. So here I am filling the data.
I believe they have comments.
Yeah, those are comments only. Nothing to be executed because those are empty skeleton actually. Empty skeleton. Nothing will be there.
I just thought that the defaults would have something in it.
Yeah. No.
This is default.
Okay, guys. So can I start filling this? So this is one of the rule I have. I mean, playbook I have. So which I used yesterday also. So can I start filling it slowly? So let's start with one by one. Let's go to the top. And here I see that there's so many variables are there. Can I feed this? Can I feed this? So I will go to directly web, not going to the default. Okay, I'm not going to the default. You should go to the default, also set the default value, but because it's overriding anyways, so I'm just going for main.yaml, and here feed that information. Just copy paste, that's all. Done. So one work is done. One work is done. That variable is done. So now these all are tasks. If I look at this here, these all are tasks. Okay, look at this here. These all are tasks. Till here it's a task. So can I copy it in the task directory? So vi web parse main.yaml no tasks, and main.yaml here only tasks. Understand that only task, no specification, only the one. We see that this is what I selected, all the tasks I set. Now if I go one by one, if I see this is okay, this is okay, this is okay, this is okay, here there is a problem. There is a one dependency, index.html. So this is the one file, static file, which we are using right now, correct? So can I copy one index.html? So rather than copy, let me create one file, vi web files and index.html. So this is the file vi web files index.html, and just I'm creating one file, h1 welcome to Ansible world, right? So here, done. Now this file I've created. So remember, this file is there. So the beauty of this is, like, you don't have to give the whole path of it. If the files is inside a files directory, you can just give the name of it, that's all. So this is the automatically it detect that. Now this is okay. So far this is okay. And I have a deploy.sh also. You see here, deploy.sh is also. So I'll create one deploy.sh. So web files deploy.sh, deploy.sh, and here I'll just keep it some dummy code for time being. I'm just just for the demo, but it can be more actually, you understand that. So here that is done, and here I see this is the running the things. This is template. So template, do we have Jinja2 file? So Jinja2 files I need to have it. So can I copy that file from uh, multiply, which was the last demo, I think in var, I guess, right? Environ variable or multiply.
Yeah, that is the one.
Yeah. So
I think so.
yeah. So cp, this is the file. Go back, rules, web, template, and copy. And now I am inside this. So I got this. Templates also done. This is also done. I do have one more. I should have copied this one also. So let me go back. cd in var, and where is that? I can't locate it. It's here. So cp and dot rules web and templates. Done. Now cd rules, done. So now this is also done. This is also okay. Handlers, can I copy only the handlers? I have only one handlers, but in real time you have so many handlers, 30-40 handlers. So it is like that. So handlers main.yaml and only task, handler task, and copy. Now this is all things I did. So now you see that how easily we could convert all of my programs into the roles. All the files got here, all the handlers got here, all the tasks got here, all the templates you got here, all the variables you got here. That's all. So this roles is ready. This is role, and now I have to test this role, right? Before that, testing the roles, I should also talk about web and meta main.yaml. And here, please look at this: license information, author information, description, company. I'm not filling this information, but you can make out of it. So like, what are the information you needed? Minimal Ansible version, and see here. Sometime it will, you can uncomment this one. I'll say platform also. That means whether it should be running on Windows, Linux, Fedora, Debian, Ubuntu, which version of it. Everything you can specify. And finally, if this role is dependent on someone else, some other role, that also you can write it. So many things you can do that. So guys, this is a role. This is a role. So are you finding difficulties understanding this role structure? Are you finding difficulties?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so now this is a role. Now the question is how to run this role. That's a main question, how to run that a role. So running a role has to be done through Playbook. Yes, that's correct. Because you might have noticed there were nowhere we had a playbook. It was just a task file. You know that, task file. It was not a playbook. It was not a play, because playbook has a play, but I had a tasks. This is also handler is a tasks. So there was no playbook. So you have to run through Playbook only. Now the question is, how can we create a playbook? And that's very simple. So I don't know whether I said or not. Let me tell you here. When I say playbook, you may have a host. That's the one thing. Host, that's one entry, right? But you may have a multiple entry. For example, you have a vars. You have a vars files. We have used it. This we have a tasks. Do you have a handlers? This we have used it. But you have a roles also. Yes, you have a roles also. So this is called anatomy of the play. Let me just a second, sir. Anatomy of the play. So I have created one blog for this. Probably I would like to share it with you. Ansible play anatomy. And here probably you can look at it during the demo time, lab time. See here we have so many things. Look at this here. We have a host, we have an order, we have a remote user, we have a become user, gather facts, order, connection, serials, max fail, strategy, any error fatal, and plus vars, environments, pre-task, roles, task, post-task. So many things are here. So here I am talking about rules. So yes, you can have a rules over there rather than calling the tasks. Don't call the task, call the rules. So can I copy something simple? Want it quickly? Here it is. Okay, so this is my calling playbook, but calling the roles. Now I'll keep it localhost for time being, and this should be tasks. Roles, sorry, roles. What is a role? What is a role? Web. Yeah, web. Correct. So guys, this is my file. This is my playbook. But you know one thing, whenever this is a practice, it's not hard coding stuff. Whenever we call a role in the playbook, we as a in Ansible community, we call that file site.yaml, because site.yaml is like a site management. whole QA environment management or production management, something like that. So that is the concept actually. You can have it name anything, but we call it site.yaml. So that way we understand, okay, that file where we are calling a role. So if you call it something else, then other people might say, okay, maybe you're calling task, maybe you're calling handler. So like that. So here site.yaml, I will name it site.yaml, vi site.yaml, and I just copy and done. Now can I test it? Remember I did localhost, so I have to copy all this file. I'll do that a little bit later. But here Ansible, after this, you know very well, after that you know very well site.yaml, and you see it's running, correct? So this is a role, so easy to do that, so easy to do that.
Question: what happens when you have more than one role? How
Yes.
you name it?
Yes, I'm coming back. That's a topic I'm coming back in just 5 minutes. Yeah, let it get it installed. I'm coming back. More questions, guys? By the way, there is some failure. So it says that start of the service, the handler was not found. So maybe some naming mismatch. So I can check it out, no problem. So here more what is that, more web and tasks and main.yaml. And do we have a notify somewhere? Seems to be this one. So this is the one. Are we having the same name in the handler also? No. Yeah, it's my mistake. So I should correct. So let's correct this one. Here it should be, oh, actually I should modify that one only, because that way it's making more sense. Yeah, restart, notify, restart, that's all. So now this is the role. So guys, this is the role. So do you have any other questions apart from that, the multiple roles? Any other questions, guys?
So the variables, for example, in another main.yaml file you use, for example, tasks, will be loaded from the variables, right?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
So Ansible understand this skeleton. If you follow this skeleton, understand. So all the template files, they will pick up from this place. All the scripts, whichever you are using for copying operations or running operations, they'll refer it from here. They will first read this and then override with this in terms of variable. In terms of task, they will, when you hit the web, it hit the first main.yaml, and handlers depends on the requirements. Okay, guys, did we understand this?
Yes.
Okay, now the question is, are we going to write rules, playbooks, so much playbooks? The answer is no. Why? Because let's say you want to install Apache, you want to install Tomcat, you want to install MySQL, you want to install Oracle, you want to install, let's say, Java, you want to install anything as such. These roles, the generic tool I'm talking about, the one tool which everyone uses actually in their own environment. So these roles have been written already in the by the community and shared at one place. So now the question is, what is that place? Ansible Galaxy. So now let's go to the Galaxy Ansible Galaxy website. Ansible Galaxy website. This is the Ansible Galaxy website. Hundreds and thousands of rules has been written and contributed here. Now look at this here. These are the category which you can see. System, development, networking, cloud, and many more. So these are the categories. Now if you go development, you will find hundreds of other rules written and contributed by many various people. So let's say I will go for the Java. I want some rules which should be installing the Java in the platform. So now you see here so many rules has come up. Now 35 rules has come up if I search the Java. Now the question is which one I should use, because I have so many options here. So look at this, some of the things. For example, passing. So it's a check by Ansible Galaxy, whether it's pass or fail. You look at the score also, look at the number of download also, and look at this when it got last imported. So based on this, you can decide which one I should use it. So let's say this seems to be good because this is one of the person who's writing lots of rules, and I believe this guy is working in the Red Hat itself. I click on the Java, and here you have every detail. So look at this particular role is supported for Linux, and Linux, all the variants which is you have it. You look at this here, long list of variants. That means automatically when you run these rules, the platform will be decided and then package will be selected. These are the versions over the period of time it got released. So you see that this role has been maintained by this guy from last 6 years. It's a pretty lots of hard work, I believe. Lots of hard work, correct? So now you see that with the tag 2 months, 6 days ago, and all this stuff, container score. You want to see this role? Click on the GitHub and go to the Java and is the source code. Yes, look at this. Now you know that. I think we discussed, so you should be very comfortable with it. Look at this here. Default, meta, task, template, var. So here, this will be overwritten by this variables. When you hit the module or role, it will hit the task main.yaml and so on. Okay, so this is the one. Now if you want to see that how well this guy has written the code, look at this here. Go to the task, and here you see main.yaml, and if you look at this here, you have setup Debian. This will execute for Debian. This is for FreeBSD. This for the Red Hat. But the question is when this will be selected. How? Because these are the three Linux flavor which is supported. So here, if you look at this very carefully, main.yaml condition programming, they have done it. See here, it's a task. Main.yaml is a task. Include variables this only if the platform is this and this. Include variable this only this is the platform. See, simple code and very effective. Include variables, some set facts, and now here this is important one. Include task, which one? Red Hat, if it is Red Hat. Include task Debian, and include FreeBSD, this one. So simple way we have got this code, and now you see that one for each operating system. Now if you see that one for each variable also, look at here you have got the 3 variable file. In fact, so many variable files as per the operating system. Now you must be seeing that 8, 9, 10, how this is being done. So if you look at this little bit of very intelligent conventions, this guy has done it. Look at this here very carefully. Look at this. See here. This is just to find out which particular version you want to use as per the platform. So here, this is a function. Basically, this is one of the plugins. Using that, you can use this to split that stuff, and based on that, you can decide. So yes, very good things we have got it here. It's one of the best rules which is written, very popular for installing Java. Can I install it? Yes, let's go ahead and use it in our programs. So I got this, but where do we get this? Extracting Girling guy to where? This place. Here you have. Look at this. So this, if you look at this, why this that place? Because when you say Ansible hyphen version, see, this is the path. It's been there. Here, user home Ansible. That's the location. So in this, the default location for the user for storing the plugins, modules, and roles. If you want to use it customized one. Okay, so there it has been used, so it will load from there also, no problem. So now the what is the name of the role? Girling.java. So can I call it? So let's go ahead here, site.yaml, and I'm calling the different role, which is not written by me but someone else, and here it is, and save it. Now can I run this? Now it's running web. Now Java hyphen version. It has done, it was Java was installed, so that's the reason it has successfully done very fast. It's installed. Okay, see, skipped because it's already installed. Java is already installed. That's it. So guys, this is the way you can use the different things. Now what do you think? You should not run this way. You should not run this way. Girling guy should not be running this way. So web is dependent on Girling guy. That means before running web, you want to run this one to make sure that it's a prerequisite is already there. So how can you make the roles dependent on each other? So now I will comment this out, okay, and copy this, save this, and go to vi web meta task main.yaml, and here I go to the dependencies which you have find last. Done. So that now it is having dependency on Girling guy. So whenever you run web, automatically it get called. Remember, I had commented out. See, first Girling guy and then web. Are you getting my points? What I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Yes. So guys, can you also contribute? If other people are also contributing, so can you also contribute? Yes, why not? So guys, here you have so many options. You have so many options here. Look at this here. Role -h. See here. Through the command line, you can create a skeleton. You can remove the role from your local machine. You can remove that role. You can delete the role from the Galaxy, the one which you have written. So for that, you need a login here. Login to okay api.github.com server in order to use Galaxy role. Okay, so you need this access. How can you get this? You can enroll for that website, login. So you can enroll for here. Here you see, the moment you log in, you're logging through the GitHub API. You see the icon of GitHub API, and you can install. Just now I did it. I downloaded that from the URL. Now you can set up the stuff between the Galaxy and your source code. You can import a role, you can search the role on Galaxy, you can list the role, and all stuff like this. You can do that if you want it. Info and stuff like that. So guys, did you understand this? This is a Galaxy. Any questions? Any questions?
Yeah, I guess it's just a design question. It looks like you could have so many roles. How do companies build that architecture around that? I mean, because there's so many different roles, and you don't end up with just a mess, you know, so that you do have some organization to it, to where you have web, you have post installs, you have, you know, and you want your roles to be clean. Is there any suggestions for hierarchy? Since it is just a file system, you don't want to have like the same thing in 5 different places.
That's correct. So, but if you look at the roles, it's there in ACS server only, and these roles and Ansible do the clean deployment basically. So when they execute the task in the ACR machine, I mean Ansible remote server ARS machine, then it will clean up also whatever the data it has created. So that way it is there in the ACS only. Now in terms of hierarchy, yes, here if you look at this, not this, sorry, version, these are the locations where you can manage the your roles. So this is the one location where you can manage the role, and this is another locations where you can manage the role, user share Ansible, and this is the third location. This is not the one actually, this is where you can keep it the roles if you want it, but basically this is for the modules and plugin. So this is also 2 locations actually. There is one more location which has been known, and which is a set default etc Ansible and roles. That's a default location actually. This is the location.
So no, I guess what I was talking about was the task. So like if you have Java, you have your Gearling guy who's doing a Java install, but you know, so somebody calls that, but then in their role, but then somebody else has another role and they do a Java install also, but they're not the same, 2 different configurations, but you're looking for a standardization. So you only want Java installed one way, you know, or with a set of defaults that you desire for standardization. But yet, if you have 2 different people doing the coding, it might come out 2 different ways. How do you keep, is there a hierarchy that people follow to keep that from happening, where you have Java installed or roles for Java 2 times, same version, but?
Yeah, so I don't think so I have that answer right now, but let me put it in this way. When I say if I go there, cd.ansible and cd roles, and so those who are using these roles, external roles from the Galaxy, before that you have to test in the development environment or somewhere, and then validate whether you really want that role or not. And each role, if you use it, they have a parameterized option. So if you look at this here also, go to the default, go to the vars here, and you see that these are the default variables which we have it. So if you think, okay, you have to modify this one, you are free to modify. So it's not like the one which we have downloaded the rules from someone else, so we cannot modify. We can modify it based upon our use cases. For example, Red Hat 7, which I'm using right now, Java 8 is being installed. So if you don't want that 8 default, you don't want 8, so you can keep it 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever it is, it's up to you. So yes, you can modify these variables, and behavior of the rules will change accordingly. So yes, so when you decide to role, first you test it and then change the variables required as per your environment, as per your expectation, and then you keep using it. And once you validate it, you share with your team saying that, okay, let's use this role because I got this one free of cost, and it's validated also, it's working for us, so we don't have to waste time. So I don't know whether I answered your question or not, but this is what I feel. Yeah, any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I have a question. You showed us the structure that when we create a rule, for example, in this case was web role, and I want to know if in all cases that we set a rule is the same structure in all of them.
I'm so sorry, I couldn't understand your questions. Probably I did not. Yeah.
Yeah, you showed us the structure that have in this case a web role.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know if it's the same structure in all the if we set any other rule is the same structure.
Yes, same structure. That's what I am talking. That's what I have been talking about, right? It's the same structure you have to follow. So no matter where you find the rules, you find the same structure all the time. Yep, all the time.
Okay, another question. Is the same if we set the rule in the rules file, and if we set the rule in as a dependency?
What you said last statement? Set the rule in which file?
Directly in the file. Is remember that you
Site.yaml.
showed that.
Yeah. So basically, yes. When you write the role name here, when you declare this section called roles, and when you write a role names girling guy, so basically this Ansible look for this girling guy in few location, which include one of the location is ls just a second, etc Ansible roles. This is the one of the location. Second location, it look for that ls user home slash dot ansible roles. This is the second location, and one more locations, users share or something like that. So yeah, whenever it find it out those roles, they use it and then use it in the runtime.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Where do you use an inventory file?
Yeah. So I did not use the inventory file, but it's a playbook. And if you remember, here it should be a inventory file. So let me call back that inventory files also. So nothing we have to do here. Var cp group vars host vars and inventory. Where is that? Here it is. And remote.pem file to back roles. That's what is this? cp-rf rf. Oh, yes. Okay, done. So now I think now you have inventory here and group vars, host vars, and pm file remote.pm. Now I want to know the group name which you want to execute. I forgot the name. I think it's a web. So let's modify site.yaml and let's call it the web, and that's all. So same thing. I have not done anything great. Whatever we did yesterday, same thing I just did it.
Okay, so it doesn't need to be inside of the role
No.
folder itself, right?
It should be okay. By the way, you can keep the inventory file wherever you want. You have to give the whole path for it. But usually we practice keeping it at one place, so it's well organized, because we have organized the playbook very well. So can we keep it everything related to inventory also at one place, so that way it's good for us. It can be directory also. Inventory. Okay, just let it complete. When I say inventory, that inventory, it can be file and it can be directory also. It can be directory also. So let me see that also. So I think there was one question in the morning on this. So let me try that one. So here mkdir production, and here I'll move everything to group vars, host vars, and I think I should move this file also. It should be this file also to production. Where is that? Now I have not tried this ever, but I have read this long back. Here it can be production, and let me check site.yaml. It's taken. Yep. So I have not used this ever, but yeah, that I long back I read somewhere. So yeah, got it, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
By the way, one more organization, so you can do actually so many things actually there in Ansible. Sometimes I feel, I just said, right, sometimes I feel like so many things, so many options are given. You can keep this one into the roles directory also. Now it's every roles is at one place, all the production files is at one place. So now you can call this one also. This will work actually. Yeah, see, are you getting my points?
Yes.
Yep, guys. So any questions so far?
Nope.
Okay, so guys, I have not noted most of the things because it was more or less is like a kind of demo. So please look at my directory while referring about the rules, so you'll get it actually. So you'll get an idea. So this is the all about the rules. Now here, let's move on to the next topic. So if you do not have any further questions on this, can I say that?
Could you add the command? Could you add the command that you run into the notes so we can have it? Because you type it so fast and click enter. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
sir, this command we are using from last 2 days. Same command. I'm not using anything new. Yeah. Just a second.
Right.
We are using from last 2 days. Same command I'm using. Because site.yaml is nothing but a play, and how to call the play, we know that. So now these are the, yeah, so probably this will help you. I'll just put it up, all these commands which I run to run the play. First time I run with a local host, then I run with the inventory file, then I run with a directory actually. Will that help you?
Thanks.
Inventory file and inventory directory. Is that okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Any questions on this role?
Nope.
Okay. So can I move on to the next topic, which is, so this is I've done. This is done. Now I'll just move this up because I mean I'm very much scared with Windows actually, to be honest. I'm using Windows, all the operating systems all the time, but for the server management I feel scary. So I'm moving to the last topic. I mean after the Vault, so that way we will have a complete different world altogether. Okay, so can we cover the Vault now?
Yes.
Okay, so the question is, what is Vault? So I think some of you have asked this question. I'm not sure about it. I'm not able to recall because So some of you have asked, or may not have asked also, but the question is here, I have a password which I keep it in inventory file, which is here, which I keep in an inventory file. Okay, I'll move this up actually, because directory structure which I'm not very much comfortable. I love to use the file directly.
Hey, you are.
Sorry, yeah. Now this is good for me. Now I like it. So now here, one more thing. Just a second, guys. Actually, moving was not a good idea because you will not be able to refer it. So let me do one thing. Let me copy it back. So this is better. So both the places you have. So now, what is inventory vault? So let's consider this file is very important for me. Very important. Now it has a password. You may have some certificates also, different files. You may have a different keys. I have a keys file, remote.pm. So you want to protect that information. Now you want to protect that information because if it travels over the network, it might get hacked. That packet might get compromised. Network packet might get compromised. And again, if you by mistake also if share with someone else, like you share everything actually. And having that password, keys, certificates so open at any place is not a good idea actually. It's not a good idea, right? So the question is how to protect the server credentials, server certificates, server the confidential data in the world of Ansible. Now the answer is Ansible Vault. So I don't know how many of you have worked with a Terraform Vault, but it's not exactly Terraform Vault. I would say Ansible Vault is at the very basic level. Terraform Vault is at the very high level. So security is pretty high over there. So Ansible Vault is a very simple way to protect your information. Now how it will work, let's understand this. So first thing, let's say this file is very secret for me. I mean, confidential for me. I don't want anyone to see this file in the same form. Look at this here. This is the file. So I don't want anyone to see this form. So this file. So what we do in this case? So I am going to use Ansible Vault. Now Ansible Vault is the default utility which you get it actually. Here it is. Now let's say I do not know what to do with Ansible Vault. So simple, I type Ansible Vault and -h and then enter. And I got so many options which I can use it. So here, so many options, I got this. That means I can encrypt any file. Where is that? Encrypt any file. I can decrypt any file. I can create an encrypted file. I can edit the encrypted file. I can view the encrypted file. And in fact, I can encrypt the string also. And I can change my password. So it's very simple to use it. So can I start using it? So here, right now, inventory file is very important for me. So Ansible Vault and what encrypt, encrypt, encrypt inventory. And what is your password? So Raj123. It's a bad password, but I'm still giving it. Raj123. Now can you check this content? Now you see that which encryption has been applied. Please read this. AES 256. So you cannot read it. This is the AES encryptions. So those who's having the password only can decrypt it. Okay, only can decrypt it. So can I decrypt it? Encrypt, decrypt, D. Decrypt. What is the password? I provide the wrong password. See, decrypt one more time. I provide the right password, and look at this. So we can encrypt and decrypt manually, but the question is not about encrypting and decrypting, how to use with the Ansible. That's all about the questions. So how do we do that? So first let me encrypt this one more time. Here it is, Raj 123. I did it. Raj 123. I encrypted successfully. You can check this. Now, when I call Ansible-playbook-I inventory site.yaml, and now see, please read this message. Attempting to decrypt, but no vault secret found. So Ansible is Ansible have understood this file is encrypted, but is trying to decrypt it, but there's no vault secret which is found. Now the question is, I have used it encrypted file in the Ansible runtime. So how do you pass the Ansible vault password, which only I know that? How do we do that? So I don't know. So if I don't know, we should ask this Ansible playbook command itself. Can you help me out? How can I pass the password? Do you see any options somewhere?
Yeah, Vault password file.
Here, somewhere else.
Vault ID.
Ask.
Yeah, you can use this one also from the file also. You can enter also. It's up to you, whatever you want. Okay. So you can use these two, password file, password. You want to insert from files or you want to insert from the command line, you can do that. So I am inserting from the command line. So what I will do during the runtime, I will provide through command line. Now what is the password? First it will ask you the password. I know that password only. I gave it. It worked fine. Again, you can pass through the password also. It's up to you. So this is a Ansible Vault. Now I have used so many commands. I am just going to copy paste here. Here it is. Now next question is, what is the other stuff? So now if you think you want to create a file from scratch, then encrypted file from scratch, you can use the Ansible Vault create, create. Create. What is the password for this? Raj 123. Raj 123. And sorry, spelling. I did not provide the file name. So create what? Let's say pass Raj 123. Raj 123. Now insert something. Let's say my password. This my. You can use these tools. You can use for your personal uses also. It's not a very big tool. It's hardly few MB. Okay, so you can use this one. My password. I don't know. Right? Save it. Now there's a file we've got to create pass. Only you can see this pass if you have a password for this. See here. Can I see this pass? So I have to see that Ansible Vault view. There's a command for view pass, and here Raj 123, and I can see that. Now can I edit this file? Edit. Yes, Raj 123. I am editing. I am adding next password. Next password, and then save it. Now can I see that? No. Can I view it? Yes, through password. So everything is dependent on the password which it works with. So guys, are you getting my points?
Yes. Yep.
So it's very simple utility, but very powerful. Very powerful. You can use this if you want and get going. So guys, this is Ansible playbook. Now, so we have covered 3 topics so far. Now Windows and Tower is pending. So before that, guys, this is the last assignment which I'm giving it to you. After this, I won't give you assignment. This is the project, basically. It's not assignment. And on role. Okay. And this is a project. And if you complete this project, I would be feeling very happy, because this is basically a summary of whatever we have learned so far. Whatever about the playbook, about the modules, parameters, different things like conditionings and all the stuff, whatever we have learned so far, different kind of variables in inventory, in the playbook, all this thing, whatever we have learned, it's a project. It's a very simple project, but again, if you will do that very easily if you have completed all the lab assignments previously, whatever we've given, and so on. So now let's check it out if it is a time for break or something. Let me check. So it's not time for break, still 30 minutes to go. So let's do one thing. Let's start the project, and same machines as yesterday. I have not changed it. It's not stopped at all. So there's no change in IP address. So Ansible project. This is the project 1. And for this, let me explain it to you. Here you have to install web server, but by the way, it's a role. Remember, it's not a playbook. Install a web server HTTP, but you have to use the variables. Do not hard code anything in the programs. Add condition only if it is RHEL. Fact variable. Templates. Again templates. Handler. File. Okay. Here register the variables and display in the index.html. How? Again, you have to use the template templates. Again, create one Linux group called Deloitte and user called deploy. Again, in this index.html, you should be having few fact variables, prompt variables also, some variables from the vars also, and some inventory variables also, and all of them are duplicate but with the same value. Looping through this. So here you have to create a role along with it, and then you have to download some rules from the Ansible Galaxy, call from site.yaml, make it the interdependent step 1 to step 2, like one role is dependent on another role, and confirm me in the chat window saying that done. Okay, did you understand this?
Crystal clear.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will give you for this project, because we'll have one 15 minutes break also, which you can take it up after 30 minutes from now. But I'll give you for this project, let's say 45 minutes. So all together by 9:30 p.m. So from now we have 1 hour, including a break for this project. So I'm sharing in the project in the chat as well as a note. Here it is. And please do that Vault operations also. You'll love it, this tool. I'm using for my personal, securing my personal files also, by the way. And project. Okay, so here I am updating the notes now.
If you liked our Ansible session so far, please enroll for our channel membership $3.99 plan to get access of all the parts. Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@DevOpsSchool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.